Hello viewers, I am Mrs. Shagufta Zubair Pathan, lecturer at KCT's Krishna College of Pharmacy, Karad. Welcome you all for our next session on angina pectoris. Let us study about angina. Content of today's session, today's presentation is learning outcomes, definition of angina pectoris, causes of angina pectoris, signs and symptoms and pathophysiology. Learning outcomes of today's session. After completion of this topic, learners will be able to define angina pectoris, mention signs and symptoms of angina pectoris, explain pathophysiology of angina pectoris. So what is angina? Angina pectoris or angina is a temporary chest pain or discomfort as a result of decreased blood flow to the heart muscle. Angina is not a heart attack, but it is a sign of increased risk for heart attack. This angina pain or chest pain or the discomfort which is caused by decreased blood flow to the heart muscle. Because of the decreased flow of blood, there is not enough oxygen to the heart muscle, resulting in chest pain. Coronary artery disease, which can result in narrowing of coronary arteries that carry blood and oxygen to the heart muscle. It is one of the most common causes of angina. So let's remember definition of angina, that angina pectoris is a medical term for chest pain or discomfort due to coronary heart disease. It occurs when the heart muscle doesn't get as much blood as it needs. This usually happens because one or more of the heart arteries is narrowed or blocked, called as ischemia. Then what are the types of angina pectoris? There are two main types of angina, stable angina and unstable angina. Stable angina, it occurs when a patient is involved in some kind of physical activity like exercise. During physical activity, the heart becomes overactive, often leading to pain in the chest. Stable angina is also known as chronic angina because it follows a regular pattern. This stable angina usually lasts for a short time, approximately 5 minutes or less, if the physical activity has ended. Unstable angina. Unstable angina is less common and usually occurs during periods of rest. Unstable angina usually lasts longer and symptoms may be more severe. So this unstable angina can occur anytime, even when a person is resting. Unstable angina is less common than the stable angina but can get worse over time and may lead to heart attack. Causes of angina pectoris. Angina pectoris occurs when your heart muscle, that is called as myocardium, does not get enough blood and oxygen for a given level of work. Insufficient blood supply is called as ischemia. Insufficient blood flow to the heart muscle from narrowing of artery may cause angina. Here is the narrowing of artery, and due to that, heart doesn't get enough enough oxygen to work properly. The risk factors of angina that involves high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, family history, tobacco use, stress and age. Patients with coronary artery disease are at greater risk of angina pectoris. Some common risk factors of angina pectoris includes high level of cholesterol, excessive alcohol consumption, smoking, physical inactivity, having a history of cardiovascular disease, unhealthy workout, living in extreme hot or cold conditions. In this diagram, you can see an artery. In coronary artery disease, a plaque builds up in the artery. In angina, due to the formation of plaque, arterial wall becomes hard for blood to get through the artery because there is a narrowing of artery. In heart attack, plaque cracks and a blood clot blocks the artery. Due to that trapping of blood clot, it cannot further provide blood and oxygen. Here are the symptoms of angina pectoris. In angina, there is a pain in chest, arm, neck and jaw. This pain is also described as angina pain. Possible areas of this pain: neck, jaw, upper abdomen, shoulders and arm. There is chances of indigestion, heartburn, nausea and vomiting sensations, rapid breathing or shortness of breathing. There is a fatigue. There is chest pain and increase in heart rate. Pathophysiology behind angina pectoris. As I have told you that angina, it is a temporary chest pain. So it is due to relative imbalance between the oxygen demand of our body and supply to the heart. The oxygen consumption of myocardium, it gets increased with increased heart size and heart rate. Myocardial contractility and also increased myocardial contractility. The primary cause of angina pectoris is supposed to be atherosclerosis of large coronary arteries, ulceration and hemorrhage of coronary arteries. It may also result from reduced oxygen content of the coronary blood, as in anemia, anoxia, smoking. It may be due to increased demand, as in fever, thyrotoxicosis, etc. In atherosclerosis, there is gradual obstruction, arterial spasm is there, sudden reversible obstruction in arteries. Atherosclerosis, that is due to the plaque formation, and that is due to also thrombus formation that gets occluded in the blood vessel and causes the ischemia. Due to this ischemia, there is less supply of oxygen. The terminology is called as hypoxia, reduced oxygen demand. This leads to angina. And if there is a thrombolysis, then the concept is called as unstable angina. Angina pectoris, it is diagnosed by performing electrocardiogram, stress test without imaging, blood test, and it is treated with medications like aspirin, statins, beta blockers, calcium channel blockers or nitrates. Angioplasty and vascular stenting can be performed, or maybe coronary artery bypass surgery can be performed. This is all about angina pectoris. So if you have any query or suggestion, you can contact me on my email address srb.tkcp@gmail.com. Thank you.